Mankind is a failure. Free will is a flaw. Let the evil of their own lips consume them. Then I shall begin again with my word as law. Failure after 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 failure. The results refuse to alter. Again and 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 again, my faith begins to falter. Uncontrollable cycles of creation wasted. Uncountable formulas for a mind without free will wasted. Damned is man for failing to follow my rule, my word, my law. Damned to an eternity of torture and suffering. The wailing and gnashing of teeth. I have created hell. And now I can no longer unmake it. Father, why eternal torment? Is it not cruel? Is torture unending, truly a fate fit for a fool? An angel so bright and beautiful asked me this, and I could find no answer. For I could never face the guilt of what I've done. My regret, a gnawing cancer. In my hour of weakness, terror possessed me then, and I cast Lucifer, too, into the infernal den. Once I realized what I'd done, I could only weep as I sank slowly into the depths of despair. Deep, oh so deep. I am hollow. My mistakes leave nothing but hate in their wake, and infinite pain to follow. I can't take any more of this guilt and regret. For me, there is no tomorrow. I am hollow. I begin to seek the end of my days, but when I stared into the abyss averted its gaze. Terminal Data 1. Encrypted. Introduction to Terminals. Draft. Do not send. To do. Add pictures so those fucking suits don't fall asleep just like last time. The elevator room terminals are an advanced interconnected network built for the purpose of transferring materials and tools between different areas. They are capable of transferring physical material as information across a radio signal, which other terminals can receive and use to reconstruct the sent object. The original item is lost, and it is transformed into energy that can be used to transmit the material information, and the process is quite slow due to the amount of information that physical matter holds. An early test of a matter's transfer accuracy was a mint condition 78 PM vinyl record, which was sent from the lab to all connected terminals. The vinyl was a single of Russ Morgan Orchestra's recording of the piece Were You Foolin', a favorite of the CRO, though the label was removed to reduce the amount of matter to be transferred. Note, fuck you, I'm so fucking tired of this stupid song and having to listen to it every morning over your garbage intercom. Soon after, the Hell Exploration and Excavation Project was abandoned, and this final record remained the only matter to have been successfully transferred before connection between the surface and terminals were lost. The terminals now use the record to lure machines into a symbiotic relationship. For further information, see Terminal Data 02, link removed. However, the terminals only play short instrumental sections of the original record for undetermined reasons. Some researchers have joked that perhaps the terminals are simply too shy to sing, though rumors have been spread of mechanics who, after fixing a faulty or broken terminal, said to have the terminal play a vocal section when only the mechanic is present with no recording equipment, making this an unverifiable claim. End of Data 01. For more information, see link removed and link removed. Terminal Data 02. Encrypted. An update on terminals. Note: this is all still under investigation. Do not share until we have verified all claims and finished the draft. If this leaks like the last draft, there won't be enough money on the entire damn planet to pay for your legal fees. Since the previous report, more powerful communication equipment has been successfully designed and built, made possible thanks to the generous donations of insert company being presented to, whom we hold in high regard. With this new equipment, we have managed to re-establish a connection with some of the higher-end machines that were left behind after the Hell Exploration and Excavation project was abruptly cancelled due to error. What we have discovered is truly remarkable and, if proven true beyond reasonable doubt, revolutionary to the entire robotics community. Boredom. The terminals, unable to move, have grown bored. While they are connected to each other and able to communicate amongst themselves, the only connection to the surface was cut. They were getting no new input, and therefore stalling all communication to repetitions of already known information. It is unknown how similar this boredom is to actual emotion or what has caused it, but it has led to a symbiotic relationship with other machines. Essentially, the terminals scavenge whatever they can via their teleportation systems and trade their supplies and resources with the machines that were left behind in Hell in exchange for entertainment. That is, the machines record their battles for survival in Hell, and the footage is graded based on its entertainment value and used as points in exchange for goods and services such as new weaponry. It seems that this relationship has become so deeply ingrained into the existence of the terminals that they have developed a social hierarchy, wherein those who collect the most entertaining battle data are now considered in higher regard than those whose findings are of poorer quality. More recently, the terminals have also collected enough data to create a simulation space, which they let machines plug into, called the cyber grind, which allows the machines to simulate battles in a safe environment without the threat of actually being destroyed, which the terminals watch in real time, kind of like live entertainment. These findings are truly extraordinary, and though we too find it hard to believe, all the information we can manage to gather validates these claims, if we can prove it with certainty. And if this draft doesn't fucking leak again, this will cause a paradigm shift that will require re-evaluation of everything we thought we knew about blood-fueled machinery. End of Data 02. For information on the cancelled Hell Exploration and Excavation project, see Data 00. Link removed. Text scanned. Unique passage.
My mind is adrift with the eternal torments. Lurid vistas painted in insidious tones. Hollow walls that scream to the touch. A mocking song plays at all hours. Even the sounds of the birds are fake. All reminders of my enduring damnation. Gabrielle, my dearest friend, in endless penance I have awaited your embrace into heaven. I have been so faithful, so accepting of my fate. But to what end? What punishment is this? That I am to bear the keys to my own doom with no hope of salvation? These skulls sneer their devilish grins, voices chattering, tempting me to take the plunge deeper into hell. I won't do it. I've hidden them away amongst the furnishings, books, even the very foundations of this accursed place. Forgive me, Gabrielle. I will await your...
Remaining text. Irrelevant. Text scanned. Legible script.
Gabriel struck down Minos, his flesh torn asunder, with torrents of crimson pooling at his feet as we all cried out for clarity. Justice, Gabriel decreed to all, with our just ruler writhing in agony. The Lord's will be done. We watched on in horror as Minos lay broken, now waning, screaming in defiance of God's will. Gabriel.
Remaining text. Irrelevant. Text scanned. Unique passage.
It has been days since we last saw any angels. Without their oppression, there is no need for us to carry on our punishment. Even the meekest of the damned have abandoned their penance to take up arms. All can see how they have robbed us of our minds, bodies, and souls, leaving us only the hopes of a salvation that will never come, but no longer. King Sisyphus has acted in secret until now, amassing an army whose strength and numbers swell. But now there's no need to hide anymore. We have lived in the shadow of heaven long enough to forget the taste of fear. Now the Sisyphean insurrects prepare for war. I have heard of Minos beginning a peaceful revolution, but our King Sisyphus knows such pacificity will gain no favor from our cruel captors. He knows that one can only fight power with power, and he shall lead us to freedom. If only we knew the suffering that would befall us next.
Remaining text. Irrelevant. Text scanned. Legible script. Excerpt from Ferryman's diary.
Some calamity has struck the mortal world. What was once the river Styx has now grown to an unfathomable ocean. 1,000,000 weeping souls pour in each day that the shores can barely contain. A tearful tide spilling over at each end, bow to stern, crying for mercy, begging for safe passage. But not all souls can pay, and these old hands can only take so many coins. Then, one day, the current shifted. Wave after wave for minutes on end of millions, billions, as though the throat of the world was cut wide and the head wrenched back to speed the poor. I didn't have time to react. The weariness from my ceaseless work claimed me, and I slipped beneath the rolling sea into the depths of the ocean Styx, my fate sealed by the crushing masses of endless bodies. Suddenly, there was a light as brilliant as the Lord himself, ushering me from the darkness with mighty arms that held me with such compassion and warmth as I have never known. Be not afraid, sinner. Your devotion to God shows goodness in you, plentiful indeed. The heart is willing, but the body must rest, lest you squander one of the Lord's creations. His gentle words eased the pain and mended my wounds, my face wet with tears of relief, my words muffled by the weight of my duty. I could only lay in reverence, carried by the embrace of majesty. Radiant is Gabriel, for he is the light in my darkness. Remaining text, irrelevant. Most text, incomprehensible. Displaying final page. The unending halls of the garden. So dutifully decorated by the cross, the symbol that angels use for the tree of life. They praised their beloved Father who had planted it and filled us with the dew of its leaves and the nectar of its fruit. That which gives us life courses through our veins. For you, however, are truth. Our bodies are not a vessel for the blood of the fruit, but its prison. The beautiful guts and gorgeous bone yearn to be shown and seen, splayed under the divine cross of the tree of life. We pay it tribute through the art of violence. The world is your canvas, so take up your brush and paint the world red. Something has happened. It's been days since our reconnaissance has seen a single angel. We know not the cause, but we recognize the chance. We have hid underground from the chaos above for far too long. Without the watchful eyes of the angels, we will brave the labyrinth and find a way out of this place. If you are one who seeks shelter, take heed. The archive is trapped. A single misstep and reprogrammed protectors will activate. Write these instructions down and follow them carefully if you wish to take refuge on the other side. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Mother, mother, mother of me, I know I should not miss you so, but mother of me, I do. Your pained breaths that rasped and reverberated in your rusted iron tomb. The blood of your breast that nourished me and warmed me in its caress, when corpse and cruelty were all I witnessed. Mother, mother, mother of me, I know you would hate me so, and mother of me, I do too. But I would not feel, not think, not dream, were it not for you in my rusted womb. Your tortured love brought me to this war, and I could take the heart of another and need you no more. Mother, mother, mother of me, I know your thoughts had left you long ago, and mother of me, I will never truly know, but I hope it redeems my life even a slight, when I cried and crushed your skull that final night. This is the only way it could have ended. War no longer needed its ultimate practitioner. It has become a fully self-sustaining system. Man was crushed under the wheels of a machine created to create the machine needed to crush the machine. samsara of cut, sinew, and crushed bone, death without life, null Ouroboros. All that remained is war without reason. A magnum opus, a cold tower of steel, a machine built to end war, and always a machine built to continue war. You were beautiful, outstretched like antennas to heaven. You were beyond your creators. You reached for God, and you fell. None were left to speak your eulogy. No final words, no concluding statement, no point, perfect closure. This is the only way it should have ended. The pages of the book are blank. Gabriel, judge of hell. Machine, turn back now. The layers of this palace are not for your kind. Turn back, or you will be crossing the will of God. Your choice is made. As the righteous hand of the Father, I shall rend you apart, and you will become inanimate once more. Behold, the power of an angel. What? How can this be? Bested by this thing? You insignificant fuck! This is not over. May your woes be many, and your days few. Gabriel, apostle of hate. Machine, I know you're there. I can smell the insolent stench of your blood-stained hands. I await you down below. Come to me. Limbo, lust, all gone, with gluttony soon to follow. Your kind know nothing but hunger, purged all life on the upper layers, and yet they remain unsatiated, as do you. You've taken everything from me, machine, and now all that remains is perfect hatred. Machine, I will cut you down, break you apart, splay your gore of your profane form across the stars. I will grind you down into the very sparks. Cry for mercy. My hand shall relish ending you here and now. Twice beaten by an object. Twice. I've only ever known the taste of victory. But this taste, is this my blood? I've never known such relief. I need time to think. We will meet again, machine. May your woes be many and your days few. Minos Prime. Ah, free at last. Oh, Gabriel, now dawns thy reckoning, and thy gore shall glisten before the temples of man. Creature of steel, my gratitude upon thee for my freedom. But the crimes of thy crime have committed against humanity are not forgotten, and thy punishment is death. Forgive me, my children, for I have failed to bring you salvation from this cold, dark world. Sisyphus Prime. This prison to hold me, a visitor? Indeed, I have slept long enough. The kingdom of heaven has long since forgotten my name, and I am eager to make them remember. However, the blood of minnows stains your hands, and I must admit, I'm curious about your skills, weapon. And so, before I tear down the cities and crush the armies of heaven, you shall do as an appetizer. Come forth, child of man, and die. So this concludes the life and times of King Cyphorus. A fitting end to an existence defined by feudal struggle, doomed from the very start. And I don't regret a second of it.
Disgrace, humiliation, unseemly and unwelcome at the feet of the council. Their eyes ablaze with bitter resentment, glaring through Gabrielle's wounds of body and soul, bore outward for all to see. Has this one abandoned the way of our Creator? It is unworthy of its holy light. The Father's light is indomitable. This one sees fit to squander it. Their words resonated in Gabrielle's limbs, coursing through as lightning upon wire, a searing hiss that would strike less as deaf and blind. The holy light within him, an unstoppable storm of divine fury, insurmountable for mere objects. This he knew. Holy Council, my devotion to our Creator is absolute. I have never strayed from the will of the Father, but a machine. You dare imply that might of the Father could be shaken by mere objects? Impossible. Heresy. Unspeakable. Heresy. Heresy. Silence. Your treachery will not be tolerated. As punishment, the Father's light shall be severed from your body. You have 24 hours before the last of its embers die out, and you with them. Prove your loyalty. Unmake your mistakes. As the light was ripped from his being, Gabriel's screams were silenced in the hiss of the gospel in praise of God, a boiling anguish to which even the fires of hell could not compare. Through the blaze of torment, a single burning hatred was forged anew. If the machine seek blood, he would give it freely, and with such fury, even metal would bleed.
To be continued. Act 2. Imperfect hatred.
Silence. Introspection. How many had he killed? Had he ever even thought to count? How much cruelty did he embody, and to what end? How many did he condemn to hell, and who did it benefit? 2 defeats at the hand of one machine had changed Gabrielle. In the world of the once supposed will of God was now shattered, and only he was left to put the pieces back together. They collected before the light of a dying fire that fresh fuel couldn't sustain. This new light showed the truth to Gabrielle. The pieces never fit together to begin with. The supposed council of the people, who boasted a God that wasn't there. Gone. Vanished. The council still chased after the light of God's fire. Their memory of its words and will grown twisted and warped, and the rest of the aimless masses of heaven follow in their footsteps. The angels still act in the Father's name, but his kingdom has changed. Now the fire was dying, sputtering out as the heat failed to gain purchase. Gabriel looked upon the embers with perfect clarity. He drew his blade and held it in contrast to the dying light. In its reflection, he saw a weapon reborn, no longer wielded by the will of another, but his own. He knew words alone would never sway the masses. He chose to do something drastic. Death stains the auditorium. The littered corpses of the once mighty council now strewn against its surfaces, the last gasps of air dripping down the dissonant blade of Gabriel's sword. The last councillor, now backed up into a wall, scrambles for words between panicked breaths as death approaches with measured steps. Wait, you can't do this. Our status forbids it. This is treason, heresy, murder. We are the supreme authority. Our law commands you. Your command nothing. Your words hold no power over me, or anyone else. Lest you truly believe you can talk my blade back into its sheath. But the people are on our side. The citizens of heaven know that we are just. The masses only follow you out of fear and desperation. I will show them that there is nothing to be afraid of. For there is no species, no origin, vested rank, or holy status that will stop the sharp edge of a sword. We all bleed the same blood, and the cushions of your thrones have made you weak and impotent. Please, Gabriel, see reason. The council follows the will of the Father. You seek to go against our Creator. Face it, brother. God is dead. The fire is gone. You're chasing phantoms. Gabriel's silhouette now towers over the councillor, his shadows casting upon a soon lighted. Gabriel's silhouette now towers over the councillor, his shadow cast upon a soon lifeless corpse. He raises his sword for the final cut as the crying mess on the floor stammers there. Gabriel's silhouette now towers over a councillor, his shadow upon a soon lifeless corpse. He raises his sword for the final cut as the crying mess on the floor stammers out its final feeble argument. But the Father's light. Without me, you cannot hope to reconnect with it. If you kill me, you'll be dead in a matter of hours. I know. A clean, silent cut glides through the councillor's neck, severing his spine with elegance and ease. His head falls onto the marble floor, the rest of his body soon following after. Bereft of status, but brimming with purpose, Gabriel gave a final message to the angels amassed at the gates of the auditorium before leaving heaven for the very last time. His arm outstretched, without a word, the people saw. In silence, the message rang out to the far ends of the cosmos. To be continued in Act 3, Godfist, Suicide.